You're a very glamorous person. The
Thank
women's
you.
sport, women's tennis is very glamorous. You have a lot of women who are very popular right now. Maria Sharapova, Caroline Wozniacki, Ana Ivanovic. Do you enjoy that part of being so successful and being out in the limelight and getting so much attention?
Well, you cannot complain about that, that's for sure. But my priority is always tennis. You know, all this stuff you have on court, I just appreciate it because you cannot take it for granted. You know, it's also something that I enjoy to do, but you know, it's not right now. It's not my main focus, but it's definitely nice to be a part of that group and the part of, you know, that glamorous, you know, success or what it is.
You've accomplished so much already. You've been #1 in the world, Grand Slam champion, an Olympic gold medalist. Which has been the accomplishment that you're most proud of?
Every single one. You know, even the tournaments that I won under 10 years old, under 12, because when I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna think about all of those things. When I won Australian Open, what flashed back is those, you know, first steps on the court. That's the first thing that came to mind, that all those, you know, hard practicing, you know, the start and the finish, and that's what comes to mind first, not the trophy that you're holding. There is all those memories behind it.
Who do you identify with? You mentioned Steffi Graf. Anyone else you identify with now with the way that they compete and the way they go about their business in men's or women's tennis?
Yeah, I think, you know, for me to judge somebody from women's side is a little bit tough because I compete against these girls. I cannot admire them too much. But from the men's side, you know, the Roger and Rafa are like huge inspiration for me. You know, I can see Roger being so professional off the court, and on the court is just, he's, you know, Mr. Perfect, and Rafa with his own, you know, funny, cute way when not sometimes speaking good English, but he always gets away with that. I don't know how he does it.
Serena Williams had an incredible year in 2012, yet you were the one that was #1. Some people said that even though you had the most points and had a lot of success, that maybe she was more deserving. Is that something that frustrates you or disappoints you?
None of that, actually, because, you know, as many people there on the planet, there's many opinions there's going to be, and what you look at is the facts, and the rest, you know, you can judge, you can favor, whatever it is. I'm just really focused on what I do, and I'm proud of all of my achievements last year, but, you know, it's been last year. I have to make some room for this year.
Is there something about you that people would be surprised, that they wouldn't know, they wouldn't expect?
Well, you know, I think people just really getting to know the other side of me that is off court, and sometimes, actually a lot of times, it's very surprising for them how I am off court, because, you know, most people see me just on the court being so intense and, you know, very focused, so they think that I'm always really mad, but I'm not, and so I actually enjoy that, you know, those sharing moments for people to see the different side of me.
You mentioned you enjoyed movies. If an actress played you, which actress would it be?
Oh, well, you know, a lot of people say I look a lot like Blake Lively, and you know, I had so many times sent pictures, oh, you look like her, you look like her, so I would choose her then.
What keeps you motivated?
Well, I have so many goals that I wanted to achieve that motivation is never a problem for me.
What's been the best perk of being #1 in the world? What's the best thing that's come out of it?
That I don't ever have to look in the drawer, you know, my name is right there. You never have to go and search.
You come from a small country. What is it like when you go back to Belarus?
I love to go back home, you know, every chance I get, and for me what's incredible is how many people start to play tennis and how many people start to follow even more, and how many kids are going to school to play tennis and learn, and that's the biggest goal for me, to give inspiration and to see more more kids, more people to be involved in the sport that I love.
You had a big foundation event in the fall of 2012. Why that charity, and what was your motivation in starting the foundation?
Just for people to see, you know, I did that in 2010, and everybody just loved it, and it was it gave such a huge impact. So I just want to do it again, and it's a good cause, and that's something that I always enjoy to do, to get more kids involved, and I'm gonna keep doing even more from now on.
What's been the one match that you've been most proud of?
Well, it's always really hard to pick that, because some matches that maybe weren't so pretty, you know, but they really, you discover something about yourself when you dig deep, you know. And one of last year's, I had a really tough match against Mona Bartel in Indian Wells. I was about to go home, you know, and I don't know where it came from, and I just started to play so well, and I finished that match. So, but there are so many matches, you just cannot pick one.
What about on the other spectrum, the most disappointing, the one that hurt the most? If you could have one you could take back.
I wouldn't take anything back, because really I feel that from every opportunity you can learn. If I would want a different sometime outcome, yeah, in a lot of ways, for sure, but I will not take anything back.
The grunting, it's become a huge issue. Are you happy with the way the WTA has handled it? Has it become too big of a deal out there in the public?
I think it did become too big of a deal, but you know, it's also been handled soon, so it's not going to concern our time. So for me, it's not really point to talk about it, because you know it's going to be in the near future. But hopefully everybody will be satisfied. But maybe when they have this rule, a lot of people will be missing that.
Is it something that you don't think about? You're not self-conscious about it? It's you own it and you don't consider it an issue?
No, I don't consider it an issue in my way, or if opponent does it, because I feel it's very natural. You know, in every sport somebody do that, and for me it's not just about the noise. It's a part of my movement, and I've done that since I'm very, very young, and can't do anything about it.
What's your relationship like with Maria Sharapova?
Relationship? Well,
it seems that there are times in men's tennis now where they say it's almost too friendly. When you play Sharapova, you could definitely feel that there's respect there, but there's a level of intensity and angst and intensity. Is it personal?
No, absolutely not. As long as you see respect there, I think that's the main purpose. You know, we respect each other. I think she's a tremendous fighter and tremendous champion. But when I go on the court, I want to beat her. I don't think about personal relationship. I have an opponent against me. I know it's going to be a tough one, and that's about it.
If you weren't playing tennis, what would you be doing?
I would love to be in the music business. I would love to do movies. I'm just really curious about that, and I would love to do something in fashion. I really have a lot of things that I want to do, so when I'm done, I'm sure I'm going to be busy.
You mentioned movies a bunch. Do you have a favorite movie?
I do. It's Rock and Roller.
That's your favorite movie?
Yeah. It's just really fun.
If you could play one player from another generation, who would it be?
Oh, wow. Women? Or, yeah, women? Steffi
It
Graf.
could be a man. It could be a man
Steffi
as
Graf,
well.
you know, I would love to play her in her prime time, and just to compare, it would be absolutely fantastic. But I actually had a chance to play against her, but it was an exhibition, and against Andre, and I think every ball there was, I was so nervous. But for men, I really enjoy playing against John McEnroe. Honestly, I practice with him, and he is so fun to play with. He's incredibly tough one, but really fun.
I did an exhibition with you once in Portland with Nike.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
all the college players came, all the college kids came out, and one of them actually proposed.
Yeah.
Is it bizarre to be seen in that way, that you are this person out there that people look up to and see in a certain way when you come from this humble background?
I don't know. It's always nice to be asked to marry somebody. You know, he just didn't have a ring. That's why I said no.
So if he had a ring, then that would
Well,
have.
you never know. You never know how big the ring is.
Winning the gold for your country, was it very emotional for you? What were you going through in that process?
It was super emotional. You know, I always thought, what is the feeling gonna be like to be an Olympic champion? And it was nothing that I expected, because you're so overwhelmed. You know, you don't know what to do. You know, who to hug. You know, what to say, and you know, and everybody was saying that you didn't say in Russian. You said, "Come on." I said, "Well, I was in England," so that's kind of came out. But it was incredible, the feeling that you get when you're up on the stage. You know, and you see the flags, and in the back of my mind, I know what's going on in my country and how proud and they are. It was one of the best feelings I had.
People talk about Serena Williams being maybe the greatest female player of all time. Do you think she is?
Well, she's definitely up there. You know, by statistics, Steffi Graf is still there, but you cannot deny how many achievements she had, that's for sure. So, you know, she's not done yet, though.
Vika, thank you very much for spending time with us.
Thank you.